Good morning, everyone. My name is Alyssa. I use she, her pronouns, and I am going to be your host for today. I am here calling from Portland, Oregon. It's sunny this morning. Caverly Morgan will be leading today's session. She is the founder of two nonprofits, Presence Collective and Peace in Schools, and she will be guiding us through a 30-minute meditation, and then we'll have time for Q&A at the end. During this time, if you have questions, you can use the Ask a Question button below, or you can use the chat box to request to come on screen, and I will help bring you on screen then. Before I bring her on, I have a few announcements. Today, I have a new announcement. First, thank you to Sangha Live for being the host and the platform that we get to use every weekday to do this. Through Sangha Live, we are able to have this platform for Caverly to teach, and we are run through donations from all of you. So your donations help Sangha Live thrive and help the teachers and all the behind the scene work. So if you would like to donate, you can use the green button below to make a donation. I don't know if people know this, but this Friday is June 19th, and it marks a very special day in history. In the year 1865, on June 19th, slavery was ended. Because of this, we want to honor this day, and we have a guest teacher coming to Sangha Live, Dr. Sarah King. I'm going to read a little bit of her bio. So Dr. Sarah King, she, her, they, is a UCLA-trained political and learning scientist, neuroscientist, social entrepreneur, public speaker, and yoga and meditation instructor. She has over 20 years of experience as a research scientist and specializes in the study of the relationship between mindfulness, community healing, medicine, and social justice. She is also the founder of Mind Hearts Consulting, offering up workshops, seminars, and evidence-based research projects based on the framework she developed called the Science of Social Justice. Dr. Sarah King will be joining us this Friday here, and she is also through Presence Collective doing a webinar tomorrow with Rashid Hughes. Check that out. And then the week after is Michelle Johnson. And then the week after that is Latifa Till, one of the teachers of our retreat coming up. And the week after that is Lanisha Duke. Speaking of retreat, we have our annual summer retreat coming up in July 26th to 31st. This year, it's going to be online with 4 different teachers. I will include the links for all this below in the chat box. Last but not least, tonight is our Wednesday night sit. So that is 7 p.m. PST.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you hosting and offering those announcements. Thank you.
Thank you.
I feel very grateful I get to start my day by seeing Alyssa and seeing-ish you all. So thank you. I feel your presence. Thanks for saying hello on the sidebar. Lisa, is it always on a Friday? I'm not sure what the it is. Do you mean Juneteenth? Maybe Alyssa, you could write in if you have a better sense of what is on. Yeah. Oh, the guest speakers. Thank you, Lisa. No, actually, this is the first time I've ever had a guest speaker. And actually, I appreciate that you're asking about it. Friends, I've been inspired by this. I don't know if others have seen it. There's a sort of share the mic movement going on. And thank you, Lisa, for prompting me to say a little something about it. During this time of civil unrest and specifically bringing attention to the way in which Black Lives Matter, acknowledging everything that's happening in our country, in our world right now, I've been paying attention to the way in which specifically white women who are in positions of privilege, close proximity to power, societal power, are doing something that I've seen framed as sharing the mic. And I think it's a really great mindful practice of, again, specifically white women acknowledging their position of privilege and sharing the resources, the platforms, the opportunities that have come for something that I can acknowledge in my own case I had nothing to do with. So certain opportunities have certainly come my way in life based on nothing other than that privilege and proximity to societal power. So it seems like a wonderful day. In fact, this began because in July, I hope we'll be continuing these sessions in July. As you know, I've loved doing it. I love being with you all. I love practicing together in this way. I hope we'll continue in July. And if we do, then there will be 1 week where I'll be on vacation with my husband. It's our anniversary, mid-July. So during that time, I recognized that I wanted to find other teachers to offer practice. And it occurred to me to specifically uplift and highlight the teachers of color who are part of Presence Collective. So that will be happening mid-July. And then rather than just only thinking of this in terms of convenience, it occurred to me, especially with Juneteenth, which is Friday, occurring, it would be a nice time to, again, share the mic. So that's the thought on why Dr. Sarah King and why Friday. Alyssa told you a little bit about Dr. Sarah King, and I want to just add on that she's not to be missed. She's become a very good friend. She's very involved with Peace in Schools. She created a framework called the Science of Social Justice, and we've been presenting together that Science of Social Justice is being woven throughout the Peace in Schools curriculum. And then Sarah, and in that framework, Sarah connects social justice with well-being. So she dismantles some of our beliefs and assumptions about what social justice means and looks like. And I think her work is very timely and very important. She's also one of the teachers, as you heard from Alyssa, through Presence Collective. So Sarah will be offering practice through Presence Collective with another mutual friend, Rashid Hughes. And that webinar is, as Alyssa said, tomorrow. If you are in Europe and our midday or evening webinars don't work for you, again, a reminder that I'm doing the webinar, the weekly Wednesday night class tonight, if you'd like to join. It's been wonderful to see the faces of people on this call on Wednesday nights. So if you can join tonight, great. I'm doing that at 7 Portland time, and there's information on my website about that. But they will be recorded. And again, if you can't join that Thursday webinar with Rashid and Sarah, no worries. You'll get to see her here on Friday. So I hope you'll enjoy that experience of a different teacher, different perspective, and specifically on that day. When Alyssa brought me on, I was just looking up the title that Dr. King came up with yesterday for that Friday call through Sangha Live, and it's going to be Juneteenth Practice, Exploring Our Roots. So again, I'm excited to share Sarah's teaching, share this platform with Sarah, and I will be back on Monday. I'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Monday. I'll be in attendance on Friday, but I won't be calling in, or you won't see me. And then on Monday, I'll be back teaching again. So, Lisa, thank you. You prompted me. I had meant to give that background, so thank you for prompting that. So yes. Thank you, friends. So I did wake up with the vision of a specific energetic practice that I have not brought into this space yet. And before I offer it, I'd like to just hear a few words from you. If you're new to sitting with us, welcome. This is a drop-in experience. It's been particularly rich for me that so many people show up regularly. Even if it's not daily, there's so many names that I see come through. And Jake from Sangha Live has reported that there's a very consistent group of folks that show up. And for me, that's very meaningful. It's allowed us to take our exploration to a place of depth that I think is less possible with just one-offs. So that's one of the reasons I look forward to continuing these sessions. So if you're new, perhaps you'll enjoy it and decide that you want to join us on a regular basis. But it is always an option to simply drop in and check it out. So if I'm referencing things that are from past sessions, I, to the best of my ability, try to give the dates of those sessions so you can go and check those sessions out. I've done breath practices on several occasions, and those could be found online. Joyce, thank you for your work assisting with the titling of these sessions. So you can check out these past sessions through the YouTube Caverly Morgan YouTube channel or Sangha Live. And when it's a breath practice, it's named as such. So for today, again, I'd like to offer a specific energetic practice, but I'd love to hear from you first. What kinds of things are alive for you today? What are you present to? What are you noticing other than the weather? Maybe one way you could look at this, since many of you have commented on the weather, where you are, one way you could look at this is what's the internal weather? Karen, thank you for acknowledging that you are present to isolation. Thank you for showing up here, given you're present to isolation. This community, I think, is a type of medicine for that. Christine, wishing for an energizing practice, something that increases awakeness, if there is such a thing. Well, good thing that I have in mind what I have in mind. Perfect timing, Christine. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that you'll find the practice that I'm going to bring in today to be uplifting. We shall see. I specifically today am not going to say a lot about the effects of this practice, because I'd like to be able to hear in the Q&A, what you notice about how this practice affects your body and mind and energetic system. Carolyn, after some feelings of despondency of late, honoring them, steady with them, now I feel aliveness, a beckoning somehow into openness. Great, you'll really you'll appreciate today's practice, I think, quite a bit. Openness and aliveness. Keep your eye on those experiences. Mimosa, here's a regular. Thank you, Mimosa. Feeling tired, but noticing the benefits of joining in over the weeks as everything shifts and changes, and I am responding. Yes, it's our regular practice is an anchor for us. Mimosa, I acknowledge your commitment and your dedication to truth, to practice, to the recognition of your own inherent liberation. Thank you. Serenity may be something contemplative, happy and appreciative of this life, ready to be energized. Some overwhelm, but practicing with it. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, Joyce, thank you for posting. On May 9th, we did the pendulum breath practice, and on June 15th, we did clearing and grounding breath practice. So that was just recently. Thank you. Verge, somber and sad, trying to let it be there. Friends, thank you. Please hear each other, hear as if we were in a lightning round circle. So lightning round is actually the name of an exercise we do with the teens, where each student in the circle names their experience, and everyone has the opportunity to be seen and heard. So allow this to be our circle. Peaceful and apprehensive listening. John, thank you. All right. Friends, thank you. We shall sit. Yeah, Christine, thank you for acknowledging. Thank you to everyone for sharing. Especially, as many know, for tonight's practice, it's through Zoom, and so it gives me the opportunity to see faces without folks even calling in. And a little fiddling here. Sorry. Okay. It allows me to see faces and for you to see each other in a different way. So thanks for offering your voice, given that we can't see your face through Crowdcast. All right, friends, we shall sit. The more regularly you come to the cushion, the more deeply an impression is made on the body, mind, and energetic system. Such that even hearing a bell to begin a meditation practice ignites a specific response within. Erica, thank you for voicing your experience. Friends, take note of where you are in this moment. In a sense, who's here? What part of you is here? And then consciously allow the way that conscious, compassionate awareness inherently allows whoever is here is welcome. Starting your sits in this way, this is the cultivation of refuge, coming back again and again to what I like to refer to as home, this allowing home of presence that rejects nothing and clings to nothing. Recently, I've been speaking more about the energetic system in these calls. And Joyce listed some places where the breath practices are connected to the chakra system. And if this interests you, please go back and check those out. May 9th, June 15th, or just two of them, two of the times we've worked with the chakra system. I'd like to offer you a practice today that I learned from Walter McKitchen, who began the Center of Self-Teaching years ago. If you're new to practicing with the chakra system, just for the purposes of today's meditation, I will briefly name them. And if this interests you, again, you could go back to one of the other sessions where I go into more detail about each energy center. What I haven't mentioned in these calls is that each of the major chakras, in this context, we focus on 7 main ones when we do bring it in, which is not always. These 7 major energy centers each have a different color that's associated with them. So this was intentional that I began the meditation by inviting you to see and name, recognize where you are now, what's here now, who's here now. Notice at the end of the meditation, the same thing. Who's here? What's here? Take note in your own experience of how this practice affects the body and the mind and the energetic system. I've spoken a bit in this context about the importance of balance within the energetic system, not just focusing on opening up the upper chakras because they are the more quote unquote spiritual ones. Let the colors that we're going to be visualizing in this meditation be like water when you're thirsty for each of the major energy centers. Begin by bringing your attention to the base of the spine, the first chakra, the root chakra. Underneath your feet, visualize the color red. As you visualize the color red, with the mind's eye, draw the color red in through both feet, draw the color up through both legs, and like a rainbow, allow this color red it's coming up both legs, allow it to cross in the first chakra located at the base of the spine. And then when you exhale the color out and down the opposite legs from whence the color came. So you're creating this rainbow arc with the color. You're drawing red up through both feet, through both legs. You're letting it pass. You're letting the points, if you think of the front of a train pulling the color along, you're letting the trains cross and then go down the opposite legs from whence they came up. So that red is filling, cleansing this first chakra, this place of identity. Going at the pace of your own breath. You don't need to control the breath, force the breath, try to make the breath particularly long or particularly short. If the attention wanders off, no worries. Simply notice where it's gone. Often it's gone somewhere that's connected to this practice, perhaps a place in which you've been questioning identity or feeling stuck around your connection to this physical plane. Just come back to this simple practice of drawing red through both legs, letting it cross in the first chakra, releasing down and out through both legs. Releasing that image, breathing naturally. And then placing your hand right below the navel. The second chakra responds very well to touch. This is the place of emotions, your feeling radar. When it's out of balance, you might find yourself what you might label overly emotional or completely cut off from emotions. We're going to work with the color orange now. Visualize orange under the soles of the feet. Draw orange in through the soles of the feet. Orange comes up both legs. Orange crosses right in the second chakra, a few inches below the navel. And then orange, as you exhale, it goes out and down the opposite leg that it came up. So breathing orange through the second chakra in this way. Watch for any internal dialogue or self-talk that suggests that you're not doing this right, or you're not doing it well, or you have trouble visualizing. Just allow your experience to be exactly as it is in this moment. You can't do this wrong. It's just an invitation. Just a little bit of candy for the imagination. A little sweet that has specific effect. And if it feels difficult to imagine, no worries. It's not the right time for this dessert. Simply be, breathe. Approach your meditation as you normally would. You could even turn the volume down if you'd rather just be in silence right now. But for those who are engaged with this practice, continue visualizing orange up through the soles of the feet, crossing in the second chakra, releasing out and down the opposite legs. For one more moment. Releasing that image, turning the attention to the third chakra, right where the ribs come in together to touch. This is the will center. You can place your hand there to ground the attention there if you'd like. Now we're going to work with the color yellow. Visualize the color yellow drawing up through the soles of the feet. Bring the yellow in the same rainbow arc pattern through now the third chakra, the will center. Exhale, release the color yellow out and down the opposite leg. Again, imagining this color flooding this energy center the way that if you were deeply thirsty, water would nourish. Allow the color to nourish this energy center. This color represents the frequency, if you will, of this particular energy center. It's the balancing antidote. Drawing yellow in through the soles of the feet and running yellow through the third chakra, right where the ribs come together to touch. This is the will center, how our actions manifest in the world. Out of balance one way, we can't stop doing. Out of balance another way, we can't find our own capacity to manifest, to do, to create. There are other ways that imbalance can manifest within the third chakra, but For now, feed it, nourish it, and notice what arises. If, as we're moving through the energy centers in this way, you notice one place where it feels like the color doesn't want to go, it's like it just gets stuck, take note of that. This might be an energy center that needs extra love and attention, so take note. Releasing that image. Turn the attention to the heart chakra. This is right in the center of the chest, and I should acknowledge for each of these energy centers, it's important to remember that they're three-dimensional. This is not just a front body experience. The heart chakra penetrates the entire heart area. It extends beyond the physical body. So feel just the energy of the fourth chakra. This is the place of love and possibility, acceptance. Visualize the color green, beautiful, vibrant green under the soles of the feet. And as you breathe in, draw the color green in through the soles of the feet. Come up each leg and allow the color green to cross in the center of the heart chakra. Exhale, the color green flows out and down through the leg that it came up. And just noticing how it feels to run the color green through the heart chakra. Releasing that image, turning the attention to the center of the throat. The throat chakra, also a place of identity, how we express who we see ourselves to be to the world. Place of communication. Out of balance, it might be that you can't access your voice. Out of balance, it might be that you can't stop talking, that there are no boundaries around what you say. So now visualize the color blue, a vibrant blue under the soles of your feet. Draw the color blue up through the soles of the feet. Allow blue to come all the way up the body and cross in the fifth chakra. And then as you exhale, exhale and release the blue out and down the opposite legs from whence it came. Just running the color blue through your body, through the throat chakra. Out and down. Because some of you mentioned that you're eager for something that energizes, know that you can add a touch of white into the colors you visualize. And adding in a touch of white, blending in a little bit of white to the color, allowing the color to be vibrantly pastel. Can produce a calming, soothing effect. And then turning up the color. For example, if you picture you're editing a photo and you can saturate the color, that can be energizing. So you can adjust the colors based on what you recognize the need is. It's easy to remember softening the colors softens the experience. That's one way you could remember this as you practice this in your life. Mostly today, I'm just offering the practice But I want you to have everything you need to give it a go for yourself. Remember, pay attention to places where the energy feels stuck or you have trouble visualizing the color. There's information there. Releasing the blue from the throat chakra, moving the attention to the what sometimes gets referred to as the third eye, the sixth chakra. This is the place of seeing. When it's wide open, the place of clairvoyance. This is the place when it's stuck or tightened. We fall into viewing life very dualistically. We get stuck in the mind of right and wrong, good and bad, this, that. Think of when someone has a headache and they're pinching their forehead. That's sixth chakra tightening. The world gets small. Visualize the color purple under the soles of the feet. Draw the color purple in through the soles of the feet. Come with the color purple up the whole body and let purple cross in the center of the sixth chakra, this place of seeing. Exhale this color out and down, the opposite legs, out into the earth. A lavender color, purple hue of purple will be calming, softening, soothing. A more vibrant, bright, grape-like purple. Will be more energizing. Remember the chakra as three-dimensional. As you draw color through the body, through the chakra, out of the body, into the earth. Releasing that image and visualizing the color white. Drawing the color white in through the soles of the feet, letting the color white come up the sides of the body, letting white cross at the crown of the head. This is the place of faith and belief, crossing, moving through the space at the crown of the head, touching the crown of the head, the tip, the crown. Crossing this color white, clear, bright, cleansing, beautiful white, exhaling out and down into the earth. Drawing white through the sides of the body. Crossing the color white through the crown of the head. Exhaling white out and down into the earth. When the seventh chakra is in balance, we feel connected to what we experience is larger than the individual ego. So for some of us, we'd call that God. Pure consciousness, whatever language you want to use is fine. All great spiritual practices point to the same truth. The same truth of you being more than this individual ego, this individual body-mind. When this chakra is out of balance, Karen, you mentioned isolation. That's the best word I could use to describe how it feels to be cut off. Confined in perception to this sense of separate self. So running this color white now in through the soles of the feet, drawing white up the body, letting white cross in the seventh chakra, exhaling out and down. Releasing that image, and for one more full minute, just allowing the breath to be as it is. And checking back in with who's here now, what's here now. Just noticing. Friends, thank you. Now is my opportunity to remind you to support Sangha Live. Please do if you're able. We need your support to continue. The green button right below is how you could do it. Jonathan, no one is here now. Beautiful, lovely. That's wonderful. Thank you, Richard. Glad you enjoyed that meditation. I saw that, Carolyn, you had a question about what time is Zoom. The one tonight is at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Friends, we obviously don't have time for anyone to come on screen today, but if you wish to write a few words, as some already have in the sidebar, just acknowledging the effects of that practice on the body and the mind and the energetic system, I invite you to. The meditation was a little longer than half an hour, and that felt important regarding offering it as a practice, being thorough in the offering. I noticed as we were going through it that there were many little nuances I wanted to voice to you, in particular knowing that you could go back and access this recording again later. So I invite you to do that. It has all the information you'll need to practice this as much as you'd like. You don't need to do this practice in such an extended way. Again, I wanted to offer a thorough teaching. If you are going to bed in the evening and you just want to run a color through each chakra, 9 times is a great number for balancing and running the color through. You could do 9 breaths in each chakra. You could even do 3 breaths in each chakra if you have very little time. Play with the color, the tone, the quality of the color. Play with adding in pastel. Find out in your own experience how varying the tone, the shade of the color is for you. And as I said, that there's a lot of information in what happens when you work with each chakra. So friends, thank you, just so you all can hear each other's experience. Nice, says Ellen, wonderful. Mimosa, feeling cleared out, spacious and open, possibility. That was Michael. Jane, beautiful meditation, feeling light, porous, transparent. Steve, connecting. Excellent. So you You are doing your own experiment, exploring in yourself the effects. Continue with that. Continue to find out for yourself how this meditation is for you. When Walter taught me these practices, he very rarely led the witness. He always said, find out for yourself, take notes for yourself. Yeah. Great. Okay, Carolyn, yes, that's tonight's class is a hard time for you, but you hope to join the retreat. Lovely. That would be wonderful. Jane, thank you. And thank you all. All right, friends. Thank you. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.